On the way from Coral Bay to the Akamas Peninsula lies the historic village of Kathikas, famous for its vineyards and winemaking since ancient times. Built on a hill with an elevation of 650 meters, Kathikas perfectly combines altitude, sufficient rainfall and calcareous or lime-rich soil to create a microclimate that is ideal for the production of premium quality wines. Covering over 3,000 acres, the vineyards of Kathikas produce the well-known local grape varieties of Xinisteri, Morocanela, Maratheftico and Lefkada, as well as the more famous imported varieties such as Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Shiraz and Merlot. The ideal microclimate of Kathikas, combined with the generations of local expertise in winemaking, give Kathikas wines the authentic taste and consistent quality that is typical of the grape varieties they are produced from. It is this perfect combination of elements that in 1993 led the Kyriakidis brothers to establish the Vasilikon Winery in Kathikas, one of the first and most successful local wineries. With a knowledge and passion for winemaking, the Kyriakidis brothers collected the premium quality grapes of Kathikas as well as those from the finest vineyards across the wider Akamas region. They installed the latest technology in the Vasilikon Winery and began to produce premium quality wines that took Cyprus production to new standards of excellence. The Vasilikon Winery has now been recognized as one of the outstanding wineries in the region, winning many awards in international competitions. The unique pleasure of each wine is a result of the care, patience, dedication and knowledge that has gone into making it at every stage of its journey. And, like all successes, the award-winning wines produced by the Vasilikon Winery have a story to tell. The story begins with the young grapevines, which are buried in the soil for about 3 months to make sure they are healthy and in prime condition to grow. Next, after testing the soil to make sure it has all the necessary nutrients that will be needed, the young vines are planted in the vineyard itself. Here, planting procedures are carefully planned in the traditional way, using rope to mark off the planting areas and the traditional tools, scalas and stekas. Each vineyard is planted so that each vine receives maximum soil nutrition and good exposure to the sun and wind, as well as irrigation from the rain. All weeds and other plants are removed to give the vines the best chance of growth, and the ground is regularly tested so its mineral composition is known and can be supplemented as necessary to keep it in prime condition. Each vineyard needs 6 to 7 years for the young vines to reach maturity and begin producing the best grapes. And, according to tradition, the last vine planted in each vineyard is always irrigated with wine. Trimming or pruning of the vineyards is a carefully learned skill which is essential during the winter. Each vine must be cut, leaving only 6 to 8 branches per vine to focus and maximize their growth potential. Trimming improves the vineyard with better looking, healthier vines, but primarily it helps the vines to grow stronger and faster and increases their crop yield. Cultivation, or clearing the ground of weeds and unwanted plants, used to be done by hand. Now it is done mechanically, offering ease and efficiency, and allowing the vines the full benefits of the sun and rain as they grow to their full potential. The vine harvest is the last stage of viticulture, the growing of grapes for wine. And determining the right time to harvest is of crucial importance to their final quality. Grapes are ready for collection when they reach peak maturity, and this can be judged either by tasting, by eye, or by grading. Generally, harvesting of the grapes takes place in August or September, and it is always done by hand. It is delicate work that must be done carefully and quickly, as it is important that the time between picking and the primary processing of the grapes is as short as possible. For this reason, there are usually many people involved. Depending on the grape and the type of wine that will be produced, the procedure after picking varies. It's a detailed procedure that needs close attention, and timing, cleaning, the winemaking conditions and temperature are all vital to the end result. For white wine, the individual grapes are removed from the stem. They are then pressed to remove the juice, which is duly collected and frozen. When ready, this juice is placed in stainless steel tanks where zymolysis, or fermentation, is allowed to take place. Finally, the wine is decanted to other tanks for storage. For making red wine, the grapes are also removed from the stem. But unlike the white grapes, which are first squeezed, the entire red grape is carried to the tanks where fermentation takes place. This is followed by decanting in other tanks, where malolactic fermentation takes place. This process, necessary for all red wines, is where the tart taste of malolactic acid is turned to the softer flavour of lactic acid, as aging of the wine naturally occurs. Wine is a living entity, and the maturing and aging of it should occur without vibration or light, because they disturb its peace and colour. Silence and darkness are therefore vital for the wine to reach its full potential in an uninterrupted and natural way. The temperature and humidity of the wine cellar are also of crucial importance to the final quality of the wine. They must be regulated to prevent desiccation of the corks and kept as constant as possible. Finally, the cellar must be free from other scents or odours, since these can pervade the wine and alter its aroma and taste. Vasilikon. This dry white wine is produced from the native Xynisteri grape grown in the winery's own vineyards. It is identified by its translucent green-yellow colour and a clean, fruity aroma of peach and apricot. Ideally served at 8 to 10 degrees, Vasilikon has a light and balanced bouquet, which is followed by a pleasant, lingering aftertaste. Panayiotis Christophorou. This full-bodied red wine is a blend of the native grapes Malolactic and Lefkada, with a selection of Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Shiraz and Merlot grapes, grown in the nearby Paphos Vineyards. The deep purple colour and the bold aroma, as well as the fruity bouquet and satisfying aftertaste, are the characteristics of this complete and balanced wine. Enjoyed best at 16 to 18 degrees, the full flavour of Panayiotis Christophorou emerges when it is accompanied by succulent meats or semi-hard cheese. Methi. Methi wine comes exclusively from the Vasilikon's own vineyards in the lime-rich soil of Kathikas. It is matured in special oak barrels from selected forests, and it is aged in the bottle for a further 2 to 3 years under special conditions. Methi wine has a deep red colour and a muscular aroma of green pepper, caper and red flesh fruits, and a deep oak back note. It has a dense, balanced flavour identified by a tannic prestige that time will sculpt into a wine of outstanding quality. Ideally enjoyed at 16 to 18 degrees, Methi wine is quite simply poetry in a bottle. Inalia. This delectable local wine is named for the goddess Aphrodite, who rose out of the sea in Paphos. It is an ideal marriage between the Cyprus Malolactic and a select Shiraz, producing a perfectly blended rosé wine with a special colour and bloom, and a rich aroma of red fruits and flowers. A cool wine with a beautiful sharpness and a balanced body, Inalia has a delightful lingering aftertaste. Best enjoyed at 8 to 10 degrees, it is a perfect accompaniment for white meats, salads and plates of fresh fruit. At the Vasilikon Winery, visitors can not only witness firsthand the techniques of fine winemaking, they can taste the excellent Vasilikon blends in an idyllic environment with views of the vineyards and the Kathikas Sea on the horizon. The wine is enjoyed in tall goblets of glass or crystal that are 1/3 filled, allowing room for aroma and blend. Additionally, visitors are invited to see the exhibits of artworks, thematic collections, photographs and audio-visual content which augment the story and history of the unique Vasilikon Winery.